it's Jordan from ThatHumble Wrestling, ThatHumble.com. Hey, if you're on Twitter, it's at Jordan_Verge. And if you're not on Twitter, why don't you create an account? Follow me. I'll be your first follow. I tweet some really fun things sometimes. That would be nice. Welcome to our worst case scenario for NXT Halloween Havoc 2021. These are 10 things that we do not want to see at NXT's special Halloween Havoc on Tuesday. One thing I do want to see, however, though, is me being joined by my tag team partner. What's going on, Ted?
What is going on? We are back with another worst case scenario.
Honestly, us not coming back and doing another one, that would be my worst case scenario. So I'm glad we're here.
Amen, brother.
Essentially, we're going to pitch things we don't want to see happen on this show, and then the other person can either buy in by saying, yeah, you know what? I don't want to see that happen either. That's a good call. Or they can sell out by saying, you know what? I don't know. Maybe I do want to see that happen. Ted, how about this? Do you want me to tell you my first worst case? Or since last time I started, do you want to start this time?
Yeah, I'll start.
Okay, tell me your first worst case scenario.
All right, my first worst case scenario is, look, man, I see a wheel. I need something exciting to happen. Raw Roulette was fun. I need this to be funner. That's not a word. But I need this to be more fun, all right? Spin the wheel, make the deal wheel, land on something good. Don't be lame.
Yeah, I'm going to buy into that. I don't want to see any lame
I'm keeping it simple. First round, keeping it simple.
You know what I do want to see? This isn't any worst case scenario. I want to see Bob Barker there. I want to see Drew Carey. I want them to be there to help spin the wheel.
Like all the game show hosts on all the TV game show hosts just are there.
Specifically the one, oh, you know what? That's Price is Right. Who is the Wheel of Fortune guy? That's Pat Sajak.
Pat Sajak and Vanna White.
I need Pat Sajak and Vanna White to be there.
But I need them dressed up as like old legends.
Yeah, I need to see Pat Sajak as Macho Man and Vanna White as Yokozuna. Oh, okay. We're keeping it simple. You know what? I'm going to keep mine simple too, Ted. My first worst case scenario. I don't want Solo Sikoa. Is that his last name? Solo Sikoa, the third Uso. He's making his debut at Halloween Havoc. I don't want him to lose. Just point blank. Straight up. I want him to win.
Look, I'm going to buy into that. I'm also going to tie in because we had the same scenario last week. I also have the same scenario. I don't want Solo Sikoa to lose his debut. This man is billed as the Street Fighter of the Island.
The Street Fighter of the Island is the sickest nickname that I've ever heard.
Sick.
I'm going to start
this man might win the war by himself.
Dude, I'm going to start going by the Street Champion of the Island. And I'm not, like, I'm from the mainland. I'm not from any islands.
Yeah, I hope his theme song is the Island Boys.
Yeah, that's not one of my worst case scenarios. I just actively want him to come out to the Island Boys, just to make these different.
I really need that to be his theme song. And you know how they like big moments, they bring out like the person to do it live. They bring those two out to do it live.
They're just poolside. They just ruin the third Uso immediately.
I don't think that ruins the Uso at all. These guys are pop culture right now.
Island Boys, the Island Champion. And just to make these different, how about we don't want anyone to get hit in the nuts, right?
Sure, in the crown jewels.
In the crown jewels. All right.
In the Halloween Havocs.
Yeah, since it's kind of similar, same thing. I'm gonna buy in, Ted. I don't want that to happen either. I want our boy Solo Sikoa, the Street Champion of the Island, to win his first match. All right, since you just did your worst case scenario, I'm gonna just do my second one real quick. All right.
Sure.
So there's this guy named Carmelo Hayes. I really like him a lot. He's really sick. But he's been referring to the NXT North American Championship as the A Championship, making it seem like it's the most important one. And I think that's awesome. I think every championship, the champion should make it feel like the most important champion. championship, you know? The one thing I don't want to have happen at Halloween Havoc is I don't want them to literally rebrand it as the A Championship. Like, I don't want them to drop the North and America part out of it and just make it the A Championship, kind of like the X Division Championship.
Yeah, that's fair.
I don't want them to just come out with a big A on that championship.
I'll buy in. Yeah,
okay.
I think seeing a big A on the belt would be super awkward.
Crazier things have happened. We've seen alphabetical championships. You know, we had that big X for the NXT championship like a few years ago. We've seen the X Division championship. Let's just keep the A championship in the minds of
I'll agree.
Of those. Agree. Okay, cool. What is your third worst case scenario for Halloween Havoc?
All right, so this also deals with Carmelo Hayes, but it also deals with Johnny Gargano, Dexter Lumis, Carmelo Hayes, and Trick Williams' Haunted House segment. I hope it doesn't fall flat because these guys are hilarious. Johnny and Lumis are absolutely so funny. I don't know much about Hayes or Trick Williams. The match they did last year with Cameron Grimes and Dexter Lumis in the Haunted House of Terrors match was hilarious, and I hope this one follows suit. In my prediction video, I said I hope it's like a Home Alone type of thing where Johnny and Lumis just set up booby traps throughout the haunted house, and it turns into like Saw where they have to get the title back. So I think that I need that to happen. I don't want this segment to fall flat.
I like that. Yeah, I'm gonna buy in. Yeah, I want a good segment, and I'm buying into yours. And I'm going into my next one because I'm sticking with Carmelo Hayes and Johnny Gargano. These guys are so good, and I'm so excited to see what they do at Halloween Havoc. But one thing I don't want to have happen is I don't want Indy Hartwell to be cheating on her husband. I know they were just like Carmelo Hayes and Trick. They've been hinting at maybe Indy being in his DMs. I don't believe it. Obviously. But, like, these guys just got married. Let them be happy for a while. Don't break them up yet.
They better not break Lumis's heart.
No, because then he's gonna break some fucking lives. People are gonna die. And that's not that's not being like, oh, yeah, like, that bump right there, oh, he's gonna die. No, Dexter Lumis will chop someone's head off. It's insane. Yes, absolutely. I am buying into that. Don't turn my girl Indy into a thought. Do you think that with this match, this is the first time we've seen Dexter Lumis since the wedding and everything. Is he going to be worn out?
No.
All right, Ted. I'm dying to know. And, you know, since this is a Halloween Havoc episode, it's going to be a lot of spooky stuff. That choice of wording saying dying, it was intentional. Tell me your fourth worst case scenario for Halloween Havoc 2021.
All right. Mandy Rose doesn't win gold. And Gigi Dolan and JC Jane don't win gold to end the night.
Ted,
it has to happen.
I'm buying in because dead ass, I wrote the same exact thing. Someone from Toxic Attraction needs a championship.
Attraction.
I love
those. They all
those.
need it. I need them standing tall at the end of the women's match. I'm assuming they open with like the women's ladder match.
Yep.
I'm sorry, the Scareway to Hell ladder match.
Yep.
And however, our girl JC Jane, I think she got hurt, right?
So she landed like on her face.
Really bad.
Really like bad. Horribly. Like probably one of the worst landings I've ever seen in my life.
Her feet got caught up in the ropes. And, just terrible.
Probably will make, you know, Vince and everyone involved rethink a lot of these high spots they're doing just like in every match. Right. They haven't said she's not in the match, so I'm assuming she's going to be there. And if they don't win that ladder match, I need Mandy Rose to win. I'm just going to change it up a little bit then, just because we're going to have, you know, different things right here. I'm buying into that. More specifically for mine, I suppose, I don't want, if Raquel Gonzalez is to retain the championship, I don't want it. I know she's the face here. I don't want it to be clean, though. I want Mandy Rose to either win this championship or lose via shenanigans somehow. Because these guys are so good, and I want to see them have like a huge program, and I don't want it just to be over at this Halloween Havoc right here.
Yeah, I agree. I think Toxic Attraction is, I think they're money in NXT.
Toxic Attraction as a group, there's a lot of great things on NXT 2.0. Toxic Attraction is one of the good things. Didn't mention him in any of my worst case scenarios. I don't want to potentially spoil a fifth one for you. But Tony D'Angelo, also a great thing going on in NXT.
I don't have him in here.
Then that's fine. I want to mention him.
Yeah, no, he's awesome.
He is just out here murdering guys. People are going missing on NXT.
NXT's getting dark.
And they're making a Halloween episode right here. This is gonna be fun. I like this a lot. Again, Tony D'Angelo. I'm not asking questions. All right, forget about it.
I don't want answers.
Ted, how about you tell me your last worst case scenario for NXT Halloween Havoc 2021?
All right, the last worst case scenario on my end is Harlan and Joe Gacy don't stand tall at the end after attacking new NXT champion Braun Breaker. Now, if you're not familiar with these guys, the vignette they put on last night was so cool. I had to look in because I knew Parker Bordeaux, aka Harlan, was a beast, and so I had to look into it. This Joe Gacy guy, this dude might be money too. He's like I was watching the little YouTube clips, and in the comments it said, because I didn't know who Joe Gacy was, or I also didn't know the character that Harlan was. I knew of Harlan because I knew of Parker Bordeaux.
Brand new, yeah. He just debuted last week.
Yeah, because you and I have been on the Parker train for a minute now, but I also didn't realize he debuted, and I guess I read before that he had a name change to Harlan, which I just didn't put two and two together at the time. But the YouTube comment that I read was Joe Gacy's like Mr. Rogers cult leader, and
I like that.
Harlan is like a maskless Jason Voorhees. And I was like, oh my God, that makes so much sense. Like the vignette last night where he's like, take my hand, and he puts it on the glass, and then you see Harlan's face in the reflection. I was like, oh shit.
My little
they're gonna
snowflake.
They're gonna come out the end and actually murder somebody.
I really do think so. Dude, Harlan versus Braun Breaker is a...
I have the text message here you sent me.
What, months ago, right? At least probably when NXT 2.0 started. Braun Breaker versus Harlan will be a WrestleMania main event. These two are money. Okay, I'm buying into that. Well, you called Joe Gacy you read a comment about him being the Mr. Rogers, if he was a cult leader. Is that what the comment was?
Yeah, like a cult leader, Mr. Rogers.
Okay. And Mr. Rogers, he had puppets, didn't he? From the land of make-believe?
He did.
There's a really famous puppet that's going to be on this Halloween Havoc episode, Ted.
Is there?
Chucky has been...
Oh, that's right. I forgot all about that.
Chucky's been promoted, that he's going to be on this episode of NXT. And there's a really famous, segment from WCW with Chucky and him talking to someone. Do you remember this?
No.
Really? Okay. This was an all-time bad WCW segment. It was a pre-taped Chucky talking to someone in the ring, and then that person in the ring was talking trash back to Chucky. But again, pre-taped, it was kind of hard to make it work live, so they just didn't. It flopped. Rick Steiner was in the ring.
Oh, shoot.
And Rick Steiner's son, Braun Breaker, is going to be in this card. Oh,
shoot. I'm buying in.
I don't think you are. My worst case scenario, I don't want Chucky to do anything to Braun Breaker, all right? Braun Breaker is a treasure. We need to keep him away from all this goofy stuff. if Chucky's gonna be there, let him be a part of Joe Gacy's cult, okay? Let him have an interaction with Dexter Lumis, okay? Please.
Okay,
please.
I'll buy into that. I'll buy into that.
Keep him away from Braun Breaker. Braun Breaker's money. We do not need a Chucky crossover just because his dad had one like 20 years ago.
That's fair. I think it'll be okay because I think they have not made any correlation to Braun Breaker being a Steiner, right?
So, okay, so he just recently started doing the Steiner recliner, but they haven't called it the Steiner recliner. Wade Barrett said, "Oh, he's doing a recliner." So, so he's not like in kayfabe.
I was gonna try to do the accent. I'm not even gonna try.
It's good you didn't do that. Yeah. So Braun Breaker, he sounds so much like Scott Steiner. It's insane. Like while he's wrestling, he's just throwing dudes around, and I just hear Scott. It's awesome.
I need him to put the headgear on.
Yeah, you know how Kurt Angle came out with the straps up, and then like when he would do his finisher, he would take them down.
Take them down, yeah.
I need Braun Breaker to come out without
straps
the
down.
No,
straps
with
down.
The headgear, okay? Headgear straps down, and then when he goes to do his finisher, he puts the straps on.
That's amazing.
Well, all right. So did you bought into that? We're all finished up with these 10 things we don't want to see at Halloween Havoc.
I'm buying it.
Awesome. Hey Ted, this was NXT's Halloween Havoc 2021. Our worst case scenarios. Our predictions will be out on the channel soon. I'm at Jordan_Verge on Twitter. Who is this guy? Who is this guy right here?
I'm Ted on Twitter at TedGITD.
I believe our next worst case scenario, and unless like a new like special episode of like SmackDown or AEW is announced between now and Full Gear, which it's totally possible something like that would happen, but the next worst case scenario on the docket, believe it or not, it's AEW Full Gear. I'm sure then something will come up between now and then, but if not, hey, that's our next worst case scenario, and we'll see you then.